Hello again, wargaming enthusiasts! Welcome back to Combat Mission Red Thunder, as I try to speak over the sounds of the engines and hope to be heard. Anyways, so we're about to start the mission, and this is deployment. And I've told you about how this battle is going to be a sort of standoff-ish sort of thing, firing from two sides of the river, a stalemate basically. Well, I was wrong. It's going to play out completely differently, I think. First of all, here's our artillery. We've got here a couple of mortars, well, 3 of them to be exact, which is a couple and a half. So each of them has 7 smoke ammunition, which is not a lot at all, and I thought they had about twice as many. I thought they had 10 to 15 rounds each. I was apparently wrong. Maybe I had different mortars last time, or maybe they were better supplied, or maybe I'm just dumb. Each of these possibilities is highly, well, possible. But there's another thing, and there's these infantry guns over here. The 76mm infantry gun OB-25 does not carry smoke ammunition, to my surprise. I thought it totally did. I thought they had about 20 rounds of smoke ammunition. I must have mistaken them for the 76mm ZIS-3 gun, which is also available as an infantry gun for supporting fire, but it's much more expensive. I guess that's why. Anyways, that means we have very little smoke to cover us, which is bad news. There's also another thing, and that other thing is the conditions. You see, I knew we were going to fight in the dusk, which is why it's so dark in here now, but I forgot that it means we have limited visibility. It's dusk and it's hazy. So, if we take this tank and try to check its range, let's check its range across here, where we should have quite a lot of range. Well, let's take a unit of infantry then. We can see that they pretty much have limited the range. I'm checking this wrong. I'm pretty sure it's more than 70 meters. It's something like 200 meters maximum range, I think, right now. So if I could just show that, but no, that all I can get is about 70 meters, which is not a lot at all. Pretty sure I could get more than that. Anyway, because there's hills and things. Yeah, but anyway, long ranges are not an option in this weather and in this time of day. So it's going to be a close quarter fight. And in that respect, my battle plan goes completely out the window, and we're going to something we all know and love, which is a mad initial dash to get into position first. That's why you see all this red color here with respect to troop movements. So yeah, so actually let's turn on unit markings. Unit markings. There we go. So what we see here is a platoon of infantry on the left flank. They're going to move into these forests here, and they're going to act as our reserve, and we're going to put 4th squad on shit duty here. They're going to secure the deep fort. They are only tasked pretty much with spotting anything. They're probably not going to be forced to engage it. If there is an engagement going on here, we're going to supply them with reinforcements. Yeah, but basically it's just security plus reserves. We're going to move our mortars all the way into this forest. That's another thing. We're not actually doing an artillery barrage with these mortars, we're just moving them in. The next thing we're going to do, or maybe let's look at this flank over here. We've got a sniper and another squad of infantry, another 4th squad, again on shit duty. They're going to go into these fields here. Whatever that plant is called, and they're going to run into it, then they're going to move up to the edge, and they're going to again secure this ford, basically trying to see if anyone is approaching. If no one is approaching, I might send my sniper onto the other side to see if they can spot anything in those woods over there. But if not, it's enough for them to spot danger. Now we're actually going to move our remaining force pretty fast into the vicinity of the railroad bridge and the destroyed bridge. So we're going to have one company of the Su-85s move up here. This should put them out of range of anything pretty much on the other side, so we don't expect them to engage. But they're going to deploy infantry, and the infantry is going to go into these woods and these woods over here, with the exception of the snipers who are going to move onto the other side of the river. This will test the theory that the destroyed bridge is actually a ford, which it might not be, and that we can move infantry across it. It's going to also mean we're going to also put another sniper here across the railroad bridge, which I might actually correct. I don't think that's the best position ever, but they're going to move across the railroad bridge and try to spot whoever is on the other side. They should not be spotted by anyone. I am sort of thinking that the enemy might stay in those woods. And we're going to slowly approach them with our snipers and some of our infantry, and we're going to engage them in other ways. Right, but coming back here, the second platoon of this Su-85 company is going to move up here. They're also going to be pretty much out of sight of anything at all. Yeah, they cannot see across the river pretty much, I think. So they're going to move up there. They're going to dismount the infantry. The infantry is going to go into the woods. One squad of infantry in the clump of trees over here. The other infantry over here into this sort of clump of woods right there. They are going to follow the snipers across the river, if we can manage that. Now, once we get the Su-85s over here, we're going to withdraw them, or most of them. So we're going to do something we don't typically do. We're going to have a reserve. The reserve is going to consist of this infantry here and this infantry here. We might use one of our reserves early on if we get the infantry here across the bridge in good order and we're not being engaged. We might move up the reserve there pretty quickly. Maybe try getting one Su-85 or something like that over the AAR bridge, but yeah, that remains to be seen. But okay, so I actually didn't say that, did I? The Su-85s over here and over here are going to pick up the infantry that's going to move slowly up into the woods. So we're going to get the infantry back on the Su-85s, we're going to get them on the Su-85s the rest of the way, and then we're going to withdraw the Su-85s into the woods, into the forests. They're not going to be engaging anything very much initially. When we spot enemy armor, we might want to use the Su-85s in groups of 2 or 3, or possibly 4, to attack. Just get in there in short range and just try attacking someone. But we will be using them as troop carriers initially. Now, we also didn't send down any artillery towards the enemy, but we did put our target registry points over here in these locations, which I think are the possible locations of the enemy. So the enemy might be about 50 meters from this point and hiding in these forests over there. He might be in the village over here about 50 meters from this point, pretty much anywhere in those houses, but I didn't want to waste too many markers on the town itself. There might be someone hiding in those forests over here, and there might be someone hiding over here and over here. So the thing is, I'd love to catch them in there. While they're in there, I'd love to move up quickly enough for the enemy to be caught standing there. And once I spot someone in the vicinity, we're going to call down that 76mm fire right on their heads, and that should be at least a surprise, and that should allow us to secure this ground maybe. Now, we have to do this in a sort of coordinated manner, which is probably going to be the death of me, because once we put down artillery here, we might want to move up to these positions. We might want to just generally push towards the west road net. but if we don't have our infantry in place, that might be a bit rough. And another danger is what happens if the enemy moves up from there and actually tries the same maneuver as we do. Then we're going to have a scrap right here, just across the banks of the river, in which scrap we might be... Well, we're probably outnumbered the enemy, but we might not be in the best spot to do it. So if that happens, we will move back and try to secure our position on the other side of the bridges over here. If the enemy is trying to outflank us at any time during the battle, we might have to reroute our Su-85s to whichever flank he's going to appear on. If he appears on both flanks, we're probably going to take one flank out and then let the other flank be. We might actually position the Su-85s for those possibilities early on, so that we can catch the enemy off guard. I'm hoping for better scouting ability if that happens, but you never know. It's certainly a large area to be secured with a relatively minor amount of force, so we're going to have to get lucky as well as coordinated, which might or might not happen. Right, and hopefully we have 2 airplanes flying around somewhere there, and hopefully they'll do enough of a mess at the enemy ranks to prevent them from moving too far ahead. But they are usually activated a little bit later, so that might not happen. But what else they're going to give us is an opportunity to figure out where the enemy forces are without seeing them, which is going to be very valuable, I think, in this weather. Anyway, so that's my screw-ups, and that's my battle plan with these screw-ups taken into account. I am hoping for an interesting battle. It certainly looks more interesting than I initially thought, what with the weather and everything. And yeah, hopefully I'll have fun. And I actually figured something else. If the turn making gets too fiddly, I'll just do some quick editing, skipping stuff, moving things around. So basically you won't have to see any of the editing, and then I won't get tired of recording it. So that's my resolution. So with that in mind, my resolution is to finish this game and record it all, unlike the last game, which you didn't see and was fun at times, if not all the time. Anyway, is that enough of me jabbering? Probably is. So I guess I'll leave you with that. See you guys next turn.